The idea that you would do a reality show to have people compete for citizenship, it's just it's a sick idea.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the most unbelievable media reports that are so shocking you'd think they were made up.
What's in the public interest is that they were running a war plan on a messaging app and didn't even know who was invited into the conversation.
Number 10. Now you can turn your boarding pass into the bald J.D. Vance meme. In July 2025, Rolling Stone published this story about an app designed by James Steinberg. The app reportedly allowed users to change the backgrounds of their digital airline boarding passes to the viral J.D. Vance bald baby meme. This didn't come out of left field, though.
This and hundreds like it are all over the internet, as some of our viewers may have seen.
Earlier in 2025, a young Norwegian tourist named Mads Mikkelsen, not the actor, claimed he was denied entry into the U.S. after border control agents found the same J.D. Vance meme in his phone. Although the claim was denied by officials, the incident prompted discussions about censorship. James's attempt at pushing back against the suspected repression of free expression through tongue-in-cheek satire was hilarious, to say the least.
I strongly recommend that you do not try to cross the border with this meme on your phone. Or this meme. Or this meme. Or this one.
Number 9. Author of Texas bill to ban furries in schools cannot come up with examples of it happening. This is the type of headline that makes you do a double take, just to make sure you're not reading the onion.
A bill filed in the Texas House would stop students from acting like any other than a human being at school.
Unfortunately, it is a real headline by KDFW Fox 4 News from May 2025. It discusses a bill filed by State Representative Stan Gertis of Smithville, Texas, to prevent kids from exhibiting, quote, non-human behaviors in public schools. He called it the Forbidden Unlawful Representation of Role-Playing in Education Act, or the Furries Act.
Can you name a school where it's been confirmed that there are litter boxes being provided to students?
For this purpose, no, I cannot on the litter box side, but
Okay.
I can on the furry side.
Gertis claimed furry-related incidents were rampant, but reportedly had no solid evidence to back his claims. The bill was absurd to begin with, but the representative's inability to cite actual instances of disruptive furries on campus made it baseless. We have to give him credit for the backronym, though.
Now, the Forbidding Unlawful Representation of Role-Playing in Education of Furries Act was filed by a Austin area Republican State Representative Stan Gertz.
Number 8. She's attending college but can't read or write. Now she's suing her high school district. This is not an SNL parody about the education system. It's reportedly the true story of Alicia Ortiz, a young woman who graduated from Connecticut's Hartford Public High School with honors.
Struggling to spell her own name, 19-year-old Alicia Ortiz tells us the school district she entrusted with her education failed her.
Despite the achievement, she admitted to being illiterate and sued the Hartford Board of Education alongside the city of Hartford. CNN, which authored the headline in question, reported that Alicia had specific learning needs that were not met.
I cry knowing that the people who has big titles know that this is happening and no one has stepped up to do something about it.
What's worse, she was allegedly harassed by her special education teacher, Tilda Santiago. Nevertheless, with the help of apps that convert text to speech and vice versa, she completed her schoolwork, got accepted to the University of Connecticut on a scholarship, and aspires to be a writer.
Education is so important, and I believe we have forgotten the meaning of it.
Number 7. Teacher drank in class, swore at pupils, and did Macarena. This BBC report from July 2025 gets increasingly ridiculous with every word. The teacher in question, Alice Ashton, worked at Ysgol Bro Carenion in Wales. Her students alleged at an Education Workforce Council hearing that Ashton had appeared to be intoxicated and used inappropriate language in class one day. Ashton claimed her behavior was a result of her prescription meds. However, the reportedly panel had no evidence to support this claim and so decided to remove her from the EWC register. Her previous DUI conviction didn't help her case either. Funnily enough, the headline makes it seem like her Macarena dance was as offensive as her drunkenly swearing at kids, which is why it sounds so unserious. Number 6. Woman sues company after they paid her for 20 years but didn't give her anything to do. Your first instinct after hearing this August 2025 Daily Mail headline might be to wonder what she's complaining about. Being paid to do nothing sounds fantastic in theory. However, it left Lawrence Van Wassenhove depressed after she was seemingly rendered invisible at work. While employed at the French Telecommunications Corporation, Orange, she reportedly had epilepsy and hemiplegia, which limited her professional scope. The company apparently made her a secretary when she was originally an HR assistant. In her new role, Lawrence was allegedly assigned no real work.
Je suis devenue une chose pour Orange, un objet dérangeant.
Speaking to FTV, she recalled feeling like an outcast. This forced inactivity, which her lawyer says counts as discrimination, supposedly continued for 2 decades, taking a toll on her mental health. That is why she is suing Orange. Number 5. Supermarket gunman who targeted black people wants charges dropped, says grand jury was too white. This headline from ABC News is so infuriating we wish it were fake.
Payne Gendron's attorneys argue that about a third of the black and Hispanic people who should have been included in that grand jury pool were not included in it.
In August 2025, the outlet reported that Payton Gendron, the perpetrator of the 2022 Buffalo shooting, was trying to get his federal charges dropped. The mass shooting reportedly claimed the lives of 10 black people, for which Gendron is serving a life sentence.
He is already serving multiple life sentences after pleading guilty to state charges of murder and domestic terrorism.
Ironically, his lawyers are now seemingly arguing that the predominantly white grand jury that indicted him violated his legal right to an impartial jury due to a lack of minority representation. The U.S. Attorney's Office reportedly emphasized in a statement that Gendron's lawyers could not prove their claim.
Well, his lawyer argues that the grand jury lacked diversity, violating his constitutional rights. The judge hasn't ruled on this case just yet.
Number 4, her mental health treatment was helping. That's why insurance cut off her coverage. This heartbreaking ProPublica story by Maya Miller and Dua Eldib was nominated for the 2025 Pulitzer Prize for explanatory reporting. That is to say, it is painfully real. Through the story of Geneva Moore, the piece explores how insurers deny mental health care to those in need by citing progress or the lack thereof. Moore's mental health coverage was reportedly cut off after she was judged to have improved through her treatment. Although her therapist insisted that she needed intensive treatment, the insurer allegedly denied the claim. This seemingly halted her recovery right when she was starting to believe she could get better. Many patients like Geneva are negatively affected by such denials, which is what Miller and Eldib hope to highlight with their report. Number 3. DHS is considering reality show where immigrants compete for citizenship. Published in the Wall Street Journal, this has to be one of the most dystopian headlines we've seen in recent years.
DHS is considering a reality show where immigrants compete for expedited citizenship.
In May 2025, it was widely reported that the U.S. Department of Homeland Security was allegedly backing a TV show where immigrants could compete for American citizenship. The idea was reportedly pitched to Trump officials by Rob Warsoff of Duck Dynasty fame, who claimed to have received a positive response.
Warsoff says the show was meant to be hopeful that the contestants would be legal immigrants and that losing would not result in deportation.
The Daily Mail specifically named the Secretary of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, as a supporter. However, the DHS later clarified that it had not approved or rejected any such pitch. Noem also denied having any knowledge of the proposed show.
And if Kristi Noem really wants to go to Hollywood, then she should quit the cabinet and pitch a show to Hollywood and leave.
Number 2, Luigi Mangione musical sells out. Is this Newsweek headline shocking? Yes. Did the internet predict something like this would happen sooner rather than later? Absolutely.
It is opening night in San Francisco for a controversial new show.
Luigi the musical places fictionalized versions of Sam Bankman-Fried, Sean Diddy Combs, and the titular accused murderer in the same prison for a Chicago-esque satire. It's being harshly criticized both for being ill-timed and for not living up to its hype.
The producers want audience members to walk away with a good laugh, but they want to use comedy to bring deeper questions to the surface.
However, the musical's popularity is speaking for itself. From June to August 2025, several shows were reportedly sold out in San Francisco. Later in August, it had a successful run at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, too. Clearly, the real Mangione's folk hero status is alive and well, and this musical has no qualms about riding the wave of his relevance.
The most important thing is just knowing how many people support him, even if he did do it, is really fascinating, because it really just shows how dire the situation actually is, that the healthcare system is broken.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1, the Trump administration accidentally texted me its war plans. An ordinary civilian ends up on a super secret group chat and accidentally finds out about the US government's military operations.
This text message is clearly classified information.
That sounds like the premise of an action comedy film starring Ryan Reynolds, except it's reality. The civilian in question was Jeffrey Goldberg, editor-in-chief of The Atlantic. The Signal chat room he was reportedly added to contained information about Operation Rough Rider.
It was a mistake that a reporter was inadvertently added to a Signal chat with high-level national security principles.
This was the code name given to the United States attack against Houthi rebels in Yemen from March to May 2025. The Atlantic story broke in March, and the blunder came to be known as Signalgate, raising major questions about national security. Yet its severity was downplayed by Trump officials, just like Goldberg's headline farcically makes the leak sound like an oopsie.
Democrats want Pete Hegseth fired, but the White House is fully standing by everyone invited onto that group chat.
Which of these headlines shocked you the most? Tell us in the comments.
I know we can do better, and I know we have a powerful community that wants to do better. I want to be the voice for them.